1 Thessalonians 4:17. Number 4, the saved go home with Jesus and reign with him for 1,000 years. Revelation 20:4-6. Number 5, the unsaved are slain by the brightness of the coming of Christ. Jeremiah 25:33. Number 6, the wicked dead are not raised until after the 1,000 years. Revelation 20:5. And number 7, Satan is bound for the 1,000 years by a chain of circumstances, no one to tempt or destroy. The righteous are in heaven, and all the wicked are dead. Everyone is gone. Everywhere there is ruin. Jeremiah 4:23-26. This earth becomes the devil's prison. The Bible says that Satan was put into a bottomless pit for the millennium. How is he chained? By a chain of circumstances that make it impossible for him to tempt and destroy anyone for 1,000 years. The saved are all with Christ for the 1,000 years. Those who have followed Satan during their life on this earth are struck dead at Christ's coming, or they remain in the grave until the 1,000 years are over. The devil has only his evil angels to tempt and mislead, and they, after 6,000 years, are as bad as he is. This earth becomes his prison. He wanted to show how he would rule the world, so he took the dominion from Adam and Eve by deceit. But now everyone will be able to see what kind of ruler he really is. The Greek word for this is abusos. This is the same word used in the Greek Old Testament to describe the world in its chaotic state before God formed this beautiful world. It is the same word used in the book of Jeremiah. I beheld the earth, and indeed it was without form and void, and the heavens they had no light. Jeremiah 4:23. Yes, the world is an abusos, or bottomless pit. It's going to be a dark place. Now, notice what else Jeremiah has to say about the earth at this time. I beheld the mountains, and indeed they trembled, and all the hills moved back and forth. I beheld, and indeed there was no man, and all the birds of the heavens had fled. You'll notice that it said, there is no man. Jeremiah 4:24-25. Again Jeremiah says, I beheld, and indeed the fruitful land was a wilderness, and all its cities were broken down at the presence of the Lord by his fierce anger. Verse 26. That certainly sounds like a grim place to take a vacation for 1,000 years, wouldn't you say? Satan and the wicked angels have nothing to do but wander to and fro on the dark, devastated, lonely planet and reflect on the results of their rebellion against God. Events that take place during the millennium. First, the earth is desolate and devastated. Second, all the unsaved are dead, slain by the brightness of Jesus' coming. Third, all the saved are in heaven, reigning with Christ. Fourth, Satan is bound on this dark, devastated planet to reflect on his rebellion. Will Satan change? What about the angels he led into rebellion? Will they choose to follow him again, or will they follow Christ now? One of the reasons God has chosen to put the millennium in his timetable is that he wants to demonstrate to the universe that if the devil, his angels, and those who have chosen to follow him on this earth were given another chance, they would make the same decision and choose the same master. They would reject the plan of salvation even though they had 1,000 chances to accept it. What does the Bible say about their choice? The answer is given in Revelation 20:7-8. Now when the 1,000 years have expired, Satan will be released from his prison, and will go out to deceive the nations which are in the four corners of the earth, to gather them together to battle, whose number is as the sand of the sea. Revelation 20:7-8. Perhaps you're wondering where all these people will come from who are going to be in this battle. Remember, we read in the 20th chapter of Revelation, verse 5, But the rest of the dead lived not again until the 1,000 years were finished. Yes, the rest of the dead, or the unsaved dead, are raised in the resurrection of damnation at the end of the millennium. What a sight it will be to see the wicked dead raised to life, a vast number, all the wicked from Adam's day to the second advent. John says, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. Revelation 10:8. At the same time, the holy city, New Jerusalem, with Christ and the saved, comes to earth at the end of the millennium. This city will become the target of Satan's wrath, for the Bible says, "And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan will be loosed out of his prison, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the 4 quarters of the earth, to gather them together to battle." Revelation 20:7 and 8. Now Satan and his evil angels go out to deceive the wicked again. He hasn't changed one bit. Again, the unsaved choose Satan as their leader. The devil marshals them into one vast army bent on taking the New Jerusalem by force. This is earth's last battle. The mighty army under the rebel angels' leadership advances. Let's read what the Bible says will happen. They went up on the breadth of the earth and surrounded the camp of the saints and the beloved city. And fire came down from heaven and devoured them. Revelation 20:9. The battle is over. How sad, when it could have been so different. What happens to the devil? The Bible tells us, "The devil who deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone. Then death and Hades were cast into the fire. This is the second death. And anyone not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire." Revelation 20:10, 14, and 15. Peter saw this fire in vision and wrote, "The heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, the earth also, and the works that are therein shall be burned up." 2 Peter 3:10. Satan, his evil angels, and sinners will then be forever gone. We may have relatives, friends, or acquaintances whom we love dearly, who will be gone forever. Of course we will cry. How could it be otherwise? But the good news is, "And God will wipe away every tear from their eyes. There shall be no more death, nor sorrow, nor crying. There shall be no more pain, for the former things have passed away." Revelation 21:4. If you have some habit you need victory over, come forward for prayer. If you are struggling with some temptation, come forward for prayer. Jesus will hear you. Jesus will answer. I'll wait a few minutes as you come forward, but come